Mr. Jackson's fifth grade class has been an American history play, and the play is entitled Sitting In for Freedom. At this time, we'll be asked to be quiet, and we'll give our attention to Mr. Jackson, his class, and the actors that are on the stage.
In 1960, 4 black college students in Greensboro, North Carolina, had grown tired of being treated unfairly because of the color of their skin. They decided to do something about it. Racial segregation, or separation, was widely accepted in the U.S. at that time, especially in the South. African Americans had few rights. Those who dared to claim their rights met certain trouble. Anything from loss of a home or job to imprisonment or even death. The 4 Greensboro students dared to risk such dangers. They staged a small, simple protest. No one then realized that their sit-in would help ignite one of U.S. history's most powerful efforts for change, the Civil Rights Movement.
During their first year at an all-black school, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, Devell Blair Jr., Franklin McCain, Joseph McNeil, and David Richmond met and became good friends. One night, at a study session, the conversation wanders.
It burns me up. Second-class citizen every time I leave this campus. Man, me too. The white folks in the county that are no respect or invisible are telling us to move along, if not worse.
Yeah, but they're not good enough for it. But they sure would like our money. They'll take that good enough.
Not everywhere. I can go into Woolworths and buy notebooks and pencils, but I can't go to the lunch counter and buy a cup of coffee.
The U.S. Supreme Court says that segregation is illegal.
Yeah, but over here doing us something. What's wrong?
Well, what's wrong with that? You know what? I say we go into Woolworths, we sit at the lunch counter, and we order a cup of coffee. And then we'll just sit there until they serve us.
What? They don't serve us. They might even arrest us, and if the all hears about it, we could be kicked out. Yeah, that's how they keep us down. Oh, there. How about you?
Where?
On February 1, 1960, the 4 friends, with textbooks under their arms, entered the Woolworths on South Elm Street. No one pays attention to them. They make a few small purchases, taking care to request receipts. Then, exchanging nervous glances, they go and sit at the lunch counter.
Are you there? I said you could sit in here.
More coffee, please?
You guys don't need that one buffalo manager.
The young men sit in polite and patient silence. The angry waitress walks away.
What are you doing? Are you guys crazy or just stupid?
That's all.
Why do you want to serve each other? You know this is a white counter office for this is like the white people home. If I was like you, that'd make it hard for us back home. What's the problem here?
More coffee, please?
We don't serve black folks. Excuse me, why does that serve that counter over there? Isn't my money good here? This counter is for white only. Always has been, always will be.
A police officer arrives.
Okay, boys, you've had your fun. Now move along. I'll go on to the coffee officer. We're going to wait.
A crowd gathers, staring in amazement. The young men sit quietly, reading their books. They stay at the counter until the store closes for the night. On campus, admiring students surround their classmates.
Now, what's all this off the campus? What's up on the net? We're coming back tomorrow. Anybody want to join us?
On the second day, 23 black students sit in at Woolworths. Their polite requests for coffee are refused, as they are told to leave. Again, a crowd gathers. Some whites yell curses or threats, but the students remain, reading quietly until closing time. One excited onlooker rushes to a phone.
Operator, get me the office for Core in New York City. That's the Congress of Racial Equality. Hello, Core? I'm calling from Greensboro, North Carolina. Something is going on here that you might be able to help with.
On the third day, 85 students take part in the sit-in, more than the 66 seats lunch counter can handle. Those who cannot sit stand quietly behind the others. At nearby North Carolina Women's College, a white-only school,
Are they still sitting at Woolworth? They sure are. I heard some of our kids want to join a little protest. That's right. I'm one of them. Come with us.
Why should I help black people? They should stay in the place, the way it's always been.
How can you talk like that about fellow human beings?
They're no fellows of mine.
Simpson's call to CORE brings swift action. A team of CORE workers arrives in Greensboro, and a meeting of student protesters is called.
Now, we all know how dangerous it can be to protest against racism. What you're doing is making a lot of white people angry. Where there is anger, there is a chance for violence.
But we've been peaceful, and we intend to stay that way.
That's good, but what if the white man in the crowd tries to take a swing at you? Anger or pain may cloud your judgment, and you may strike back. You want to keep that from happening, so here's what to do.
The students learn how to ignore abuse and what to do if they are struck. They practice staying calm under pressure. They know that they are taking a tremendous risk, but they don't give up.
On the sit-in's fourth day, Ann Beardsley and two fellow students joined the protest. The same day, other students, black and white, started sit-in at a store across the street. By the end of the week, 400 students are taking part. By now, the Greensboro sit-ins have made news nationwide. Soon, similar protests are being held at lunch counters all over the South.
The protesters were yelled at, spat upon, and beaten. Many were arrested. In the first 6 months of sit-ins, more than 3,600 students went to jail. Often they refused bail, and they remained in their cells as another form of protest. The students' dedication amazed many adults. As one girl told her pleading mother, "Mama, I love you, but I'm not free, and I'm not free because your generation didn't act. But I want my children to be free. That's why I'll stay in jail." In 1960, segregation was an issue that most Americans preferred to ignore, but their children would not let them, not anymore. In time, the young people won their struggle. In town after town, whites-only rules began to crumble. Sit-ins were an important tactic in the civil rights movement of the 1960s. Later, young people staged sit-ins to protest the Vietnam War and to demand equal rights for women. What 4 young men started in 1960 left its mark on an entire generation.
give them another round of applause. The 12th and 6th graders, outstanding job.